Action after abusive rant against Prime Minister.
आप नीच किस्म के आदमी मुख्य वड़ा प्रधान नरेंद्र मोदी, मैं इस बात की पुष्टि नहीं करता हूँ.
Political dangle over detention. Aam Aadmi Party alleges insult to Patels.
इसमें साफ-साफ तौर पे बीजेपी की भ्रष्ट मानसिकता, पाटीदार समाज के खिलाफ की मानसिकता का प्रदर्शन हो रहा है.
Big showdown before polls. State of War Gujarat. Big focus on News Track.
Here's a look at the headlines I'm tracking tonight. Supreme Court delivers split verdict in the Hijab case. Justice Gupta bats for the ban. Justice Dhulia for freedom of choice. Case referred to a larger bench. Ban on headscarves to continue in Karnataka Institute. Enforcement Directorate files charge sheet against Rana Ayub in the money laundering case. The agency says Rana set up charities with the intent to cheat people and received foreign funds without FCRA registration. Assam battles third wave of floods this year, 70,000 people affected. Sourav Ganguly makes his exit from the BCCI official, says he's ready to move on to bigger things. IMF lauds Modi government's digital cash transfer scheme, calls it a logistical marvel, helping millions of poor people in India. Aam Aadmi Party's Gujarat chief was detained this afternoon from the National Women's Commission office. Gopal Italia, who had been summoned for his abusive comments against the Prime Minister, was taken by the Delhi police after the NCW, the National Commission for Women chief, alleged that she was being threatened by the AAP. The Aam Aadmi Party alleges that Italia's arrest is because the BJP fears defeat in Gujarat.
इस्तेमाल हो रहा है. आप नीच किस्म के आदमी मुख्य वड़ा प्रधान नरेंद्र मोदी, मैं इस बात की पुष्टि नहीं करता हूँ.
Accused of abusive attacks on Prime Minister Narendra Modi and women in poll-bound Gujarat, the Gujarat Aam Aadmi Party President Gopal Italia was held by the Delhi police from the office of the National Commission for Women in Delhi. Italia was earlier summoned by the women's panel over his alleged abusive remarks against women and use of the C word. The Gujarat Aam Aadmi Party chief allegedly arrived with a band of supporters and created a ruckus at the women's panel and tried to storm the office. National Commission for Women chief Rekha Sharma said she felt threatened due to Italia's unruly behavior.
इनके सपोर्टर्स ने ज़बरदस्ती अंदर आने की कोशिश की. मुझे अपनी लाइफ पे भी थ्रेटनिंग लग रहा था. यहाँ 100-150 लोग अगर पहुँच के मुझे थ्रेटन करेंगे तो ये किस प्रकार के नेता हैं, ये कैसी इनकी वर्किंग है.
The Aam Aadmi Party has cried foul and claimed its Gujarat chief was arrested due to rising popularity of the party in the poll-bound state of Gujarat. It said the BJP is targeting Italia since he is a patidar or of the Patel community.
27 साल हो गए उनको सरकारें चलाते हुए, उनसे एक स्कूल शानदार नहीं बना. गोपाल इटालिया को इसीलिए अरेस्ट कर रहे हैं क्योंकि उनकी गोपाल इटालिया ऐसी पार्टी से आता है जिसको स्कूल बनाने आते हैं, बाकी कुछ नहीं है, बाकी ड्रामा है.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के अधीन हर एक इंस्टीट्यूशन गोपाल इटालिया के पीछे पड़ा हुआ है और इसके खिलाफ गुजरात की जनता भारतीय जनता पार्टी को सबक सिखाएगी.
The BJP accused the Aam Aadmi Party of launching a filth attack in poll-bound Gujarat and using derogatory words to gain the limelight.
Instead of sacking and taking action on Gopal Italia, who abused not just the Prime Minister, his constitutional position, to abuse Indians and Gujaratis by using the C word, a misogynistic word for which he was summoned by the NCW, now the Aam Aadmi Party is backing him. This shows that the statement of Mr. Gopal Italia was actually masterminded by Mr. Kejriwal.
There are several videos of Gopal Italia, the chief of the Aam Aadmi Party in Gujarat, in which he is seen denigrating women. In such a scenario, NCW summoned the Gujarat Aam Aadmi Party chief. He went there with his supporters, created ruckus. Police did what was appropriate.
Italia was also in a spot after advising women to shun temples which he claimed are centers of exploitation.
મારી તમારી માતા બહેનોને પણ રિક્વેસ્ટ કરવી જોઈએ કે હે મારી માવડીઓ, હે મારી બહેનો, હે મારી દીકરીઓ, કથાઓમાં કે મંદિરોમાં તમારું કંઈ વળવાનું છે નહીં.
After his release, Gopal Italia hit out at the NCW chief and the BJP.
मुझे बड़े भद्दे तरीके से, बड़ी घटिया तरीके से ट्रीट किया गया 2 मिनट के लिए. बहुत डांटा गया, बहुत धमकाया गया. ये जो पूरा घटनाक्रम है, इसमें साफ साफ तौर पे बीजेपी की भ्रष्ट मानसिकता, पाटीदार समाज के खिलाफ की मानसिकता का प्रदर्शन हो रहा है.
Will the BJP versus AAP battle over Italia charge up the poll scene in battleground Gujarat? Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, BJP's Amit Malviya has put out a new undated video of Gopal Italia where he's mocking the Prime Minister's mother, Hiraben. Italia says Hiraben does so much acting and that both mother and son don't stop their drama. Union Minister Smriti Irani has also hit out at Italia. Irani tweeted to say, Arvind Kejriwal, cut him out, Gopal Italia is now abusing Hiraba with your blessings. I prefer no outrage. I don't want to show how indignant Gujaratis are. But you know this, you've been judged and your party will be decimated electorally in Gujarat. The people will now deliver justice.
નીચ નરેન્દ્ર મોદીની સભાનો ખર્ચો કેમ નથી માંગતા તમે? નીચ કિસ્મનો માણસ, એનો ખર્ચો માંગો. ને હીરાબા આવીને પાછા નાટકો કરે. આપણને બોલતા શરમ આવે એટલી મોટી ઉંમરના વ્યક્તિ વિશે, પણ એ લોકો નથી શરમાતા. 70 વર્ષનો મોદી થવા આવ્યો, હીરાબા પોતે 100એ પહોંચવા આવશે, તોય મારા બેટા બેમાંથી એકે નાટકો બંધ કરતા નથી.
So what's the state of play in the Gujarat elections at this moment? Is the Aam Aadmi Party actually emerging as the principal competitor to the BJP, or is this just a lot of sound and fury? And is the BJP doing the right thing by amplifying the kind of comments that Gopal Italia made? Now, how many viewers watching India Today at this time would have known of Gopal Italia before the BJP started playing up his past comments, digging them out of the archives and using them to attack the AAP? Why are they doing it? Why are they giving the Aam Aadmi Party so much prominence? Do they sense a threat? Are they picking up something from the ground which people watching national TV don't know yet? Or are they just trying to split the votes 3 ways? Remember, the more the AAP gains in this election, the bigger the gap for the BJP, because their margin, their fight is with the Congress and they could potentially do better than they would have done earlier. Joining us now are people who understand the nuances of Gujarat politics. Let me welcome Rajdeep Sardesai. We've got Rahul Srivastav. Rahul Srivastav spent the last several days traveling through Gujarat in trains, in buses, out on the road. So Rahul will give us a sense of what he picked up. We have Raghav Avasthi joining us, political analyst, and we'll be joined in a moment by leaders from the political parties. So Rajdeep, is the BJP being very Machiavellian by trying to up the ante around the AAP campaign, making them a big threat so that votes get split even more and they benefit? Or are they sensing danger from the AAP, which is why they have to attack Kejriwal and Italia?
You know, there are no easy answers to what you just said, but my sense is the manner in which, whether it is the Prime Minister, whether it is other leaders who've gone to Gujarat and targeted Aam Aadmi Party, now what we've seen with Gopal Italia, it almost suggests to me that the BJP wants AAP to be part of the conversation leading up to the Gujarat elections, because the more the anti-BJP vote gets split in Gujarat, the better for the BJP. The best election for the BJP was 2002, when of course it was post-Godhra. Then if you go back, it was in 1990 that the BJP, Rahul, made their first breakthrough, when there was a real three-cornered race. Chimanbhai Patel had his party, Janata Dal Gujarat, there was the Congress and the BJP, and since 1995, the BJP hasn't lost an election. But the sense is that if the AAP is to grow, and some polls are putting the AAP at about 15 to 17% is what the C voter poll suggested, that would indicate a diminishing of the Congress vote. Traditionally, in the last 25 years, the BJP has had between 47 to 50% of the vote, the Congress between 37 to 40% of the vote. So the BJP is won fairly comfortably, except in 2017 where the margins went down.
No, but can I just pause you to say that the Congress did this very successfully with Raj Thackeray and the Maharashtra Navnirman Sena in 2009. But that time the Congress and the BJP Sena were in a tighter fight than the BJP and the Congress this time. Even though the Congress got about 77 seats last time, the Congress in 2022 has largely been missing in action, at least nationally. They're in Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, but not in Gujarat. Therefore, you already have the Congress which is down and out. You're winning in any case. Why build up this threat? It will benefit you in this election, but then the AAP becomes a competitor for the next elections 5 years hence.
That's a risk you're taking, that the AAP could be a future challenger. But for now, the Congress still remains the primary opposition, Rahul, in Gujarat. Look, let's look at this this way. Gujarat has 182 seats. 8 municipal corporations between them give about 56 to 60 of the seats where the BJP has traditionally dominated. The Congress has done best in Saurashtra and in the tribal belt, about 27 tribal seats. Now it's the urban areas where AAP seems to have got some traction. If the AAP traction reaches 15-20%, who benefits from it? You believe that, the general belief at least is that AAP is taking the Congress vote. We saw it in Gandhinagar. When there was a municipal election last year, the Congress's decline was largely because the AAP vote went up and the BJP swept the election. So for you, you're right that the BJP still believes they're winning, but the difference between a win and a sweep could well mean just how strongly the AAP does, because a complete collapse of the Congress can only benefit the BJP, in my view, in Gujarat. So I know it's Machiavellian to even suggest that the BJP is propping up the AAP or pushing the AAP into the conversation, but my sense is that somewhere the BJP, at least in this election, wants to finish off the Congress before taking on the AAP challenge.
But the Congress is largely finished off in Gujarat in any case. You've had MLA after 2017 leaving. Many of their local stalwarts are now in the BJP. And you know, the Congress in Gujarat is the perfect opposition for the BJP. You can pound them, win big in any case. AAP, on the other hand, gets under their skin, irritates them, is a pesky fly from a BJP perspective. It's who you don't want in your ointment.
No, there I agree with you that I think the BJP will recognize that the AAP is in the narrative, in the conversation, travel in the, in Ahmedabad, go to other places. AAP is very much part of the conversation. Whether that conversation translates into votes is a big question mark. The BJP, this is the one state where the BJP has a 45 to 50% vote.
But the AAP also has a track record. In Delhi, it didn't win the first time, neither in Punjab. They managed to make some inroads in the first election. They swept the second elections. So therefore, when the AAP is propped up and they come in that 15-20% range, you're basically sowing the seeds for a potential AAP versus BJP fight in the next elections. But I want to go across to Rahul Srivastava because he travelled through Gujarat for many days. And I had the opportunity, Rahul, to meet with Gopal Italia when I was in Ahmedabad recently. He's a feisty, pugnacious kind of young politician, but nobody nationally knew about him. In the way the BJP's taken out these old videos, started attacking Italia, they've given him some traction. Now, they could be doing this for two reasons. One, to split the vote, like Rajdeep and I were just discussing, and benefit in this election, or they sense a real danger from AAP and they want to quash the AAP challenge. Which one is it? You travelled. Tell us what you picked up.
Rahul, I think the BJP is walking a very, very thin line in Gujarat this time. See, there is no strong anti-incumbency visible against the BJP, but there is definitely a very strong fatigue factor. Fatigue factor because you have ruled the state for very long. Your last two chief ministers have not really painted a picture which is anywhere close to Narendra Modi. There is a lot of corruption charges. There is a lot of unrest. In the last 2 months, in fact, there have been some 30-odd protests in which the government had to scramble by offering certain sops to the people. Prime Minister has unleashed a large number of inaugurations and schemes for Gujarat. The fact remains that somewhere, as you're right, the BJP is trying to prop up a bit of Aam Aadmi Party, but Mr. Italia though unknown, has a very checkered past. You know, he's quite a controversy quoter. So he was an employee of the state government. He was a constable. He threw shoes at a Minister of State, Pradeep Jadeja. He had a case of NCPCR against him. But now if you see what is happening, is that it seems that the BJP is targeting Italia. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party's revdi, that shops which have been offered, especially the 300 units of electricity, is very popular. Why I say that? 1.6 crore electricity connections, 1.2 crore people consume less than 300 units of power. That's one target for Arvind Kejriwal. And that is why there is an increasing perception that what is happening to Italia is very similar to what happened to Hardik Patel in November 2017 last time around. Hardik had emerged as a threat.
No, but there is a difference. Hardik had the backing of the Patidar community. At that time, there was general discontent amongst the very influential Patidar community. The AAP is trying to counter-attack by saying Italia is also a Patidar, the BJP is anti-Patel, which is why they are attacking him. But Italia isn't the kind of Patidar leader that Hardik Patel was. That's a fact. Now, if they keep attacking him, he gets more traction, gets more name recall. He could potentially become, but at this moment, he isn't. Someone like a Naresh Patel is a much bigger Patidar leader than someone like a Gopal Italia.
But Rahul, it seems that it's an attempt to attack the Aam Aadmi Party, target the image of the AAP.
Okay. Yashwant Deshmukh actually is running polls in Gujarat. We're not paying him for it, but we'll ask him nonetheless since he's a guest on the show. So please tell me, what are you picking up at this moment? Is, on a serious note, Yashwant, the AAP the actual competitor against the BJP in this election? Is the BJP doing this as part of Chanakya Niti? The more the AAP gains, the more the votes get split, the bigger the victory margin, which is what C.R. Patil wants. He told me when I met him that I've promised I'll get more than 150 seats. It'll be the biggest victory for Sahib, bigger than any that he won when he was Chief Minister. That's what I want to give to Sahib. Is that what they're working on? Or are they sensing danger from AAP?
Well, it doesn't seem like a danger at this point of time, Rahul, for a simple reason that, our numbers for the ABP, when we pulled out, they were tracking roughly around 17.5%. And that wouldn't be the number.
What is the concentration? How much of the 17% is coming from urban pockets? How much is coming from rural Gujarat?
Well, it is pretty much evenly spread. I mean, a little bit more on the urban and less on the rural at the point of time.
And is it widespread or is it concentrated? Is it dispersed or is it very concentrated in pockets? What's the ability to convert these votes into seats? How much is the margin on seats where they are close?
So far in the ABP C-Voter Tracker, we have realized that the growth of Aam Aadmi Party is quite secular and quite even right now at this point of time. And that is something which is damaging the prospects of the Congress more than anybody else. So all said and done, any growth plan, it is pretty much like, our ABP voter tracker during the Uttarakhand elections, Rahul, where at one point of time in Uttarakhand, Aam Aadmi Party was actually at around 18% in that tracker. But from there, it fizzled out into, like that 5%.
No, so you poll weekly, tell us. What's the trend line? Is the AAP graph gaining traction in an upward slope or is it plateauing at this moment?
This is a very make or break moment right now and we'll know in the coming week. Because what I feel, from here onward, either Aam Aadmi Party's graph can go from 17, 18 to 25, 26, but or they can just land back to what their or their Uttarakhand figures were like, where they got the traction but they fizzled out. What it seems like, however, is that on the leadership rating, in the ABP C-Voter survey, we figured out that the number of people who were saying any AAP face was roughly around 16% as the CM preference. There was not a single leader of Aam Aadmi Party whose name was coming out as D1 to be seen. So I guess this is going to help probably Aam Aadmi Party put the name of Gopal Italia as a person.
No, but that is where Raghav Avasthi, this doesn't make sense. The only reason I know Italia is because I traveled to Gujarat. We spent some time together. That's how, nationally most people didn't know Italia. Now, pan Gujarat and even amongst people watching television and consuming news on social media, Italia, for good or for bad, is a face, a name, and people will say, oh, the AAP is saying, that's their spin, that because he's partidar, the BJP is attacking him. Is the BJP doing a sensible thing, or could they be making a long-term mistake here?
Rahul, I think a lot of people know Carrie Minati also. A lot of people know Kim Kardashian also. But they won't vote for people like that. So just because this gentleman is getting some traction for all of the wrong reasons, I don't think it means at all that it will translate into any sort of popularity for the Aam Aadmi Party. I am really surprised by the numbers that Yashwant Deshmukh ji is putting forth. 17 to 18% is quite a bit. And I doubt very much that it would be so easy for the Aam Aadmi Party to get 17 to 18%. 17 to 18% actually, might translate into a double figure tally.
No, it doesn't. In his poll, it translates only 0 to 2. But the question is, how much of this Yashwant is coming from the BJP and how much of this 17% is coming from the Congress?
Can I complete my point, Rahul?
Just one second, since you mentioned the 17%, let me ask Yashwant that question. I'm coming back to you in just a moment. Hold that thought.
Only about 3% coming from the BJP, around 14.5 coming from the Congress. So basically, out of every 100 vote that Aam Aadmi Party getting a traction is roughly 25 is coming from the BJP and 75 from the Congress.
Raghav.
So primarily it is damaging the Congress. No two opinion about it.
Okay, Raghav.
I think there was this video of Mr. Rajendra Pal Gautam, who used to be a minister in Kejriwal's Delhi cabinet, that had come out recently. And in that video, a lot of filthy invective was heaped upon Hindu gods and goddesses. And it was a thoroughly disgusting video. I think I would be really surprised personally if after that video, the Aam Aadmi Party manages to hold on to its 17 to 18% tally. One last point though, the BJP in 2019, I'm talking about the Lok Sabha election here, it polled I think 58 or 59% of the vote. Yashwant ji can correct me if I am wrong.
60% plus.
I think as far as the BJP is concerned, it would be very difficult for anybody to challenge it. I think the only thing which remains to be seen is whether the tally is in excess of 130 or whether it is around 100 that it was last time.
Okay. Now, Reena Gupta from the Aam Aadmi Party, the BJP will say that they are attacking Italia not because they want to smash the Aam Aadmi Party, but because he's attacked the Prime Minister. There's a lot of sense in this, that the Prime Minister is the most towering personality in Gujarat. You call the Prime Minister names, the BJP turns it into an emotional kind of play like they did with Sonia Gandhi calling Modi Maut ke Saudagar. So there is perfect rationale behind AAP being attacked, Italia being attacked, and this is going to hurt the AAP's prospects.
See, Rahul, it is very clear that the Bharatiya Janata Party is losing in Gujarat, and they are not able to basically come to a strategy on how to deal with Aam Aadmi Party. What they did today,
losing थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया ना, ठीक तो लगा लो that AAP is fighting and can be seen in the fight, which is fair. But beating the BJP, when I met Italia, I just want to mention to our viewers, he said that they had campaign teams on 10,000 of the 50,000 booths in the state. So if they themselves are on 1/5 of the booths, surely you're not beating the BJP just yet. And this is coming from your own leader.
Rahul, अभी तो शुरू हुआ, अभी तो पूरी picture बाकी है. You see the way our vote share is going to go up. And I'm very sure Mr. Yashwant very soon on your TV program will come and tell you how we are doing very well. But coming back to the incident of Italia, Rahul, you know, he is a very, very popular partidar leader over there. And we have seen time and again that Bharatiya Janata Party has insulted partidar leaders. Last time there was the partidar movement, they used police brutality against the movement. And now also a lot of youth are basically rallying around Gopal Italia, and that is the reason they have targeted him. Why could they not, you know, summon him in Gujarat? Why did they have to bring him to Delhi for this? And if the NCW chief has to bring somebody, you know, summon somebody, it should start from the Prime Minister. How can we forget his Didi or Didi comment? Why nothing, you know, no action was taken that time? And in just the last 2-3 days, Pravesh Verma has given such hateful speeches and such derogatory languages against the Chief Minister of Delhi. Has any action been taken? Their Uttarakhand leaders have used such bad language against all Hindu goddesses. Has any action been taken? But Rahul, I want to say one thing, that Bharatiya Janata Party should know that Aam Aadmi Party is not like Congress. If they arrest us, they harass us, we come out even stronger. Our volunteers are all charged up. And what they've done with Gopal Italia today is actually going to backfire on them.
Okay, so the AAP is a feisty competitor and the BJP acknowledges that also. Now Rajdeep, two things could happen. The AAP's graph could plateau around this 17-18%. In Goa and Uttarakhand, we saw after the AAP saw some initial traction, it then kind of collapsed, as happened in Punjab in 2017 as well. Or as Reena and the likes of Vijay Nair, Kejriwal, Raghav and Manish Sisodia would hope that from 17-18, because of these attacks, the graph actually climbs. What's most likely?
I think most likely is a sharper urban-rural divide in Gujarat than even before. The fact is the Congress is still the principal opposition, even though it's been a weakened party in rural Gujarat. The AAP's maximum traction is urban Gujarat. Having said that, Gujarat is heavily urbanized. You know, barring a few constituencies in the core tribal belt, every Gujarat constituency will have a slightly semi-urban feel to it. Some small town or the other will be there. My sense, though, is that if you look at data, over the years, the gap between the Congress and the BJP has been anything between 5 to 10%. And the AAP coming in could well mean that the gap only widens between the BJP and the Congress. And even if
vote share percentages will come down,
yes,
the gap in seats could potentially go up because the votes get split.
I am saying what happened in Gandhinagar during the municipal elections a year or two ago could well now happen on a larger canvas across urban Gujarat to the benefit of the BJP. In rural Gujarat, in tribal pockets, the Congress will still be a contender in some parts. But whether the Congress can even, at the moment, whether the Congress can even match its lowest ever figure. Remember, lowest ever figure of Congress in Gujarat is 33 in 1990, which was the three-cornered election. Therefore, I am saying the more this election in Gujarat becomes three-cornered, the more it is to the advantage of the BJP and the more the Congress will struggle. And therefore, I keep wondering whether this AAP, whether the more the AAP gains, even if it is a percentage or two, every gain of the AAP could be to the advantage of the BJP and the detriment of the Congress. That's where I am positioning this as a three-cornered race this time in Gujarat, which is very unusual for a traditional bipolar state.
But there is this langar gossip in political circles, Rahul Srivastav, that the likes of Sharad Pawar, Nitish Kumar are working behind the scenes for some kind of tacit, unspoken understanding between the AAP and the Congress, telling the AAP that you focus on urban pockets, telling Congress you focus on North Saurashtra, the tribal belt, and aiming for a AAP-Congress post-poll tie-up. Is this just fiction writers and their brains working overtime, or could there be some truth in this?
See, Rahul, there is no tie-up talk. There is no post or pre-tie-up. What they are trying to tell Aam Aadmi Party is that if you look at what happened in Surat Municipal Corporation elections, the Aam Aadmi Party did pretty well. That means in an urban area where a lot of issues like unemployment, corruption are in vogue, AAP can be a better challenger than the Congress party. The Congress did incredibly well in the rural areas. If you see last elections in 2017, 55 urban seats, 44 won by BJP, 11 by Congress, 127 rural, semi-rural seats, semi-urban seats. Congress won 68, BJP only 55. That means there is a scope. So what the push from people like Nitish Kumar and others is that if in places like Saurashtra, the AAP backs down, in tribal belts where the Congress is much stronger than the BJP, AAP backs down again, with somebody like a Chotu Swasawa tying up with the Congress can do better in those areas and AAP. Now, whether that will work, because AAP has an ego, AAP has a political strategy, and it does not want to be seen as going with the Congress in any way. Now, I think the critical element will be how tacit they can keep it.
Okay, there are very few people who understand the politics of Gujarat better than Sheila Bhatt. Sheila Ben, welcome. I'm told you're in the United States on a holiday. It's nice of you to join us. Tell us, is the AAP emerging as a real threat to the BJP, or is this just a lot of song and fury with the hope of the BJP increasing its seat share?
So Hi Rahul. I'm in San Francisco. It's
Nice,
around
nice.
7.
We are here.
Yeah.
It's getting
She's
polluted.
becoming an
She's
NRG,
chilling.
non-resident Gujarati. Which
San Francisco is full of non-resident
Is there
Gujarati.
any part of the world where you will not find a Gujarati? Gujarati
So I'm all-
Sikhs.
Yeah. So Rahul, I'm following very closely Gujarat election from here, which all of us can't miss it. You know that. So to tell you frankly, just few hours before going to sleep, I was listening to very carefully Amit Shah's speech today. He was in Sant Savayanath place, which is a pilgrimage place for the Dalits. And it is almost 500-year-old temple where Amit Shah talked about launching a Gujarat Gaurav Yatra.
Okay.
And BJP has perfected its election campaign blue book so well that everything is happening on a very predictable line. One, this arrest of Gopal Italia, I understand that it's a kind of a force multiplier effect they want to do, because right now lot of churning is happening, and as just now all of you were discussing very interestingly how AAP is doing well and irritating BJP and all that. What I will sum up like this, that lot of churning is happening. AAP is raising the majorly issue of inflation, price rise, costly gas, cooking gas and other issues. Plus, AAP has recently, in last, say, 3 weeks, has given tickets in many places to very unusual candidates. And that is that at the ground level, lot of churning and lot of debates are happening. And I think BJP, I don't think BJP has done anything haphazardly or without strategy. Gopal Italia is a known, I would say, outsider type of a person in a society, and he is a somehow weak link of AAP. AAP is doing much better than what even Gopal Italia would have done without this Delhi AAP. So what has happened is that Italia is no Hardik Patel. Please remember that. So his arrest is majorly to consolidate BJP score voters. So that makes sense for BJP. One. And second thing, I feel very strongly that BJP, by arresting Italia, is actually showing us that they are very upset with Congress that they are not catching up with in the election campaigning. Because that was a very cozy, known, predictable, time-tested arrangement within Gujarat politics. So I think few things are happening, and another point very important.
No, but that's why AAP is shaking things up. BJP and Congress had this sideshow, you scratch my back, I scratch your back, which is where a party like AAP comes in and says, you know, they're raising questions, whether it's on contractual employees, whether it is on alcohol, whether it is about spurious liquor. They're raising questions that the BJP is now having to defend its track record. Yashwant, I want to ask you the same question that I asked Rajdeep. Is it probable that the AAP's vote share plateaus from here, comes down like it did in Goa, in Uttarakhand, or could it potentially jump up? What could happen as far as the simulation is concerned in this campaign, which could turn things in these 3 directions?
No, so Gujarat is a very sensitive territory in Indian election, in Indian politics, and I don't think we should take a final stand on this right now, because candidates are not there. But I strongly feel that BJP is counting up.
Okay, Yashwant?
If you today,
so I will say, Rahul, I agree with what Shiraji said, and actually I also agree with what Rajdeep said. And this is going to be a very critical juncture at this point of time. AAP has a potential to gain further traction for a simple reason. What I sense, Rahul, that Aam Aadmi Party is getting a kind of a protest vote. And when I say a kind of a protest vote, the protest vote is not a protest against the BJP. What I feel, Aam Aadmi Party is getting the protest vote against Congress in a way that they are not really riding up to the BJP. So basically the anti-BJP vote, which would have ideally gone to the Congress, but somehow Congress is not really, focusing on Gujarat, and that is what is helping the Aam Aadmi Party gain traction. Please remember, Rahul, that, this entire Bharat Jodo Yatra is skipping Gujarat altogether. Gujarat somehow is not really coming up on Congress scheme or its plan. Last time, 5 years back, they did get 77 seats, but as Rajdeep pointed out, it's like BJP was almost like 10 points ahead of the Congress last election also. The vote share gap was huge. It is just that the skew of the urban and rural seats in Gujarat that BJP manages to win urban seats by really huge margins, and which kind of takes their overall state share, vote share quite high. And that is where the Congress had a chance. And last time the Saurashtra equation was pretty peculiar. Please remember, the Patidar Andolan actually has hurt BJP big time. So hypothetically speaking, Rahul, suppose there would not have been Aam Aadmi Party in this election. This is a very classical equation to understand. Suppose there would not have been any Aam Aadmi Party in this election, many would have liked to conclude that, okay, Congress might have gained from 77 to 100 plus something. No, it was not going to happen, because the entire gain of the Congress on the back of the Patidar Andolan, and particularly in Saurashtra, was done this time. I mean, all said and done, even in the absence of Aam Aadmi Party, BJP was likely to sweep this election.
Okay.
Unless something spectacular
So now,
happened.
Reena Gupta, this whole idea that opposition leaders like Pawar and Nitish are working behind the scenes for some kind of a tacit understanding, and it's true in some senses that Kejriwal and AAP are now focusing more on the urban centers than they are in rural and tribal Gujarat. So is there some khichdi that's cooking?
For Aam Aadmi Party, Rahul, that will backfire big time for Aam Aadmi Party if there is even a slightest of public posturing that they are kind of coordinating somewhere in the Congress camp.
No, but publicly they'll deny it. Publicly they'll deny it. Let's hear what Reena has to say. Reena, is some khichdi cooking in Gujarat?
Respond, please.
Let us speak. Reena.
Rahul, first of all, I don't know why you all are saying it's a three-cornered fight. You go to the ground. I've just come back from Gujarat. Congress is finished in Gujarat. The Gujaratis are very clear. It's a fight between Aam Aadmi Party and Bharatiya Janata Party. The reason that Bharatiya Janata Party has ruled for 27 years in spite of all the misgovernance is because Congress was never able to provide a proper opposition. This is the first time that there's a real opposition in Gujarat, and Aam Aadmi Party is getting a lot of love and encouragement wherever we are going, whether it's rural areas or it's urban areas. We are not in an understanding with anybody. Nobody out there, we are not in an understanding. This is a figment of people's imaginations, people sitting in TV studios or wherever else, I don't know. But there is no understanding, there's no conversations with anybody. We are there to talk about our governance model of Delhi and what we have started to do in Punjab. And people of Gujarat have realized that even after 27 years, why should they be getting such expensive electricity? Why should there be no schools, no good hospitals, no good roads? And they are tired of this misgovernance. They are seeing a real hope in Aam Aadmi Party. And you see slowly our graph is going to go up, Rahul. A lot of our voters are silent voters. They might not come out in surveys right now, but slowly as the elections come near, you will see a big shift towards Aam Aadmi Party.
Okay, I enjoyed this conversation. At least there is some kind of a fight the AAP is putting up. There's a big gap, and AAP especially is just about starting out in Gujarat. The BJP deeply entrenched, but it does spice things up a little bit more. The Congress is hardly fighting. They're more in Karnataka at this moment, hoping to win against the Bommai government. That's really their big hope. They've kind of given up on Gujarat, not putting the kind of fight that they did even back in 2017. So at least all this attack on Italia, the counter attack that he's a Patidar, which is why he's being targeted, just makes things more exciting. I'm going to be traveling to Gujarat in a few days from now, and at least there's something to talk about, something to focus on. So Yashwant, keep doing the work that you are. Sheila Ben, please come back from San Francisco. You're over there. The weather is good. We are here. It's getting polluted, so we're missing you. So please come back. Rahul Srivastav will be putting out a lot of stories which he filmed during his Gujarat travels. We'll play that out for our viewers and Reena Gupta for joining us on the news track. Thank you very much. I'm slipping into a break. When I come back, Supreme Court delivers a split verdict in the hijab case. Case referred to a larger bench. Big question, what happens next? Details coming up on the other side.
Hey, I noticed something new. You've started using a new body lotion. Funny.
I'm so sorry for the delay. I was on another call. It just kept going on.
No, Papa. You have been a steam bath.
Steam bath? At home?
Two steam bath he takes.
Go to your homework.
It's 7:20 already. The kickoff's in 5 minutes. Get on the boys. We have the entire place to ourselves, man. Not working?
Of course it is. But I don't want you guys to be using this bathroom. So use the other one.
All political parties traveling from different parts.
Armed with facts, she takes the news by its horns.
Do you think the future of these students are not hampered?
Fierce, bold and direct, setting the tone for the biggest stories. From every corner and every angle. Expect nothing but the unfiltered truth.
News first, niceties later. Watch me, Nabila Jamal, on India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Everyone's busy finding what's trending. You're busy finding out why. India Today, for those who research before reacting. Download the India Today app now.
You're on board the news track. The stalemate in the hijab showdown continues. The Supreme Court delivered a split verdict in the case today, referring the matter to a larger bench. This means the ban on headscarves in Karnataka continues and the legal battle is far from over. The Law Today team with this report.
After 10 months of tumult and face-off, which ignited passion and legal fight, the hijab stalemate is here to stay. The two-judge Supreme Court bench has delivered a split verdict on if campuses can allow Islamic hijab over prescribed uniform. Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia set aside the Karnataka High Court judgment and quashed the Karnataka government's hijab ban order on February 5. He held that the entire concept of essential religious practice was not apt for the dispute. Justice Dhulia added that only education of girl child matters. Justice Hemant Gupta, on the other hand, upheld the Karnataka High Court verdict, which approved Karnataka government's campus hijab ban. Justice Gupta also raised 11 critical questions on the issues of essential religious practice, rights of students and the government.
देखिए आज का जो फैसला है, जो वर्डिक्ट, जो फ्रैक्चर्ड वर्डिक्ट है, इसका मतलब ये है कि इसका प्रभाव हाई कोर्ट के जजमेंट पर कुछ भी पड़ने वाला नहीं है। अब जो नई बेंच गठित होगी, नए बेंच का जो फैसला आएगा उसी से हाई कोर्ट का जजमेंट प्रभावित होगा। अगर वो फैसला हाई कोर्ट के अगेंस्ट है तो फैसला नहीं माना जाएगा हाई कोर्ट का, और सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जो फैसला होगा वो मान्य होगा।
Justice Gulli has emphasized that the choice has been left to the lady. Whatever she wants to wear, she can wear. So he has emphasized on the education of the girl. He has emphasized on her choice, and he has depended on the Bijoy Kanwal judgment, which has upheld this practice where a lady can put whatever covering.
The CJI, while constituting the larger bench, will have to consider all 11 questions raised by Justice Gupta and then decide upon the composition of the bench. With no stay by the top court on the Karnataka High Court judgment and the Supreme Court being split, the High Court endorsed ban on hijab in campuses with uniform will continue.
हमें उम्मीद है कि यहाँ पर अभी चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया के सामने हमारे जो बच्चे जो अपील डाले हैं वो गया है। हमें आशा है कि डेफिनेटली वो हमारे फेवर में, यहाँ के संविधान के फेवर में वो डिसीजन देंगे।
As the battle shifts to a larger bench, a longer legal war may be on the cards.
Two judges giving a split verdict in the Karnataka hijab ban case from the Supreme Court, which means that this matter will now go before a 3-judge bench and is likely to be delayed further. While Justice Hemant Gupta, in his analysis, has gone into all issues including essential religious practice and the right of the government to formulate rules, Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia has said that this is not about essential religious practice, it is about the freedom of expression and freedom of choice of religion. And effectively, it is also about education of girls, particularly in poorer rural areas. With the two judges giving different judgments, the matter will now be referred to the Chief Justice to formulate a fresh bench. In the meantime, in Karnataka, the ban on wearing of hijabs in educational institutions which have a uniform will continue, as the government has made it clear that the status quo will continue for now. In New Delhi, with cameraman Raja, this is Anisha Mathur for India Today.
Large parts of the country are inundated after incessant rain. From Andhra Pradesh to Assam, states ravaged by floods. Assam, in fact, is dealing with a third wave of floods just this year.
Rain mayhem across the nation. Inundated streets and localities. Incessant rains for the last 3 days has triggered floods in several states of India. Life has been thrown out of gear in many parts. Several districts of Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu are badly hit. Floods continue to hit Anantapur as all the low-lying residential colonies have been completely submerged in water.
This has been the situation here for almost the last 2 to 3 days, continuously in and around this area. As you can see, several houses here that have been inundated as it goes down towards the stream as well. That is the stream from where the rush of water that you can see, the current out there quite heavy, as several houses have been completely inundated.
While the Met Department is predicting more rains, it has said the cyclonic circulation seen in the Bay of Bengal is weakening. In Assam, Dhemaji is the worst hit district with nearly 39,000 persons, including more than 7,800 children affected. 2,838 hectares of crop area is inundated. 20 relief distribution centers have been set up in Dhemaji, Lakhimpur and Dibrugarh. Hundreds of villages in Uttar Pradesh are also affected by the floods. The victims are moving to safer places with their household items. The Saryu River in Barabanki district is in spate due to the rain, and millions of cusecs of water has been released from Nepal for the past several days.
I am reporting
from one particular crunch of road which connects Ayodhya to district Gonda. But that particular road has been completely submerged in the Saryu flood water. And if you'll see the road out here, you'll see how the road is broken.
बाढ़ को लेकर के मैंने और माननीय मंत्री जी ने रामसनेही घाट के जो प्रभावित क्षेत्र हैं उनका निरीक्षण किया है। आगरा की साइड वाले जो एरियाज हैं उनमें फसल काफ़ी प्रभावित है, तो उसके मुआवजे के लिए भी सूची बनाने के लिए निर्देशित किया है। मेडिकल टीम्स हमारी उपस्थित हैं। कोई अगर वैसी समस्या होती है, किसी को सांप काटने या ऐसी कोई अगर कोई वो होती है तो उसके लिए वयाल्स भी हम लोगों ने रख रखे हैं।
Meanwhile, in Karnataka, officials have advised people to move to safer places, as the discharge of surplus water in Stanley Reservoir can cause flood in Kaveri Delta districts. With Apurva in Anantapur and Samarth Shivastav in Ayodhya, Bureau Report, India Today.
This is where I wrap up the news track tonight. For your time and your trust, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Till then, from all of us here, goodbye, good night, and for those celebrating, wish you a happy Karwa Chauth.